Good morning to everybody who is on the platform, who will be joining later, and also to who will be watching the recording of this program later on our YouTube channel. So before I hand over the platform to our presenter for the day, Dr. Anita Shyam, I'm going to just take a couple minutes to introduce the organization, Wholistic Health Alliance. This is our monthly community talk series where we try to bring subject matter expert and do you want to mute your mic, Dr. Anita? I think it's echoing. Thank you. So this is our monthly community talks series where we try to bring one subject matter expert and they share their knowledge, their experience, their expertise with all of you to inform you, to enable you, to empower you, because that is our core mission, which is building healthy communities. And information is power, literally. So today we have a very interesting topic. It's not the usual, preventative physical health or essential oils or this or that. It's about an area of our health that we don't often think about, and definitely we don't discuss. So Dr. Anita gave a wonderful talk last month as well, and we are going to continue with another aspect of the connection of the health of our intimacy or intimate life with our overall well-being. But again, before diving into that, I would love to introduce the platform very quickly to you. Holistic Health Alliance is a 501c3 nonprofit. We are nationally operational. We have members from different states. We have a three-pronged mission statement. One is to provide a unified platform for all holistic practitioners to come on a single platform, learn about each other, and also be able to share about their own practices with the community, because we would like to always continue to share besides chemical drugs, what else is out there for which is easily accessible, often free, like different techniques of breathing, drinking a cup of warm water in the morning, just small practical nuggets that can be incorporated very easily. And we have a join WHA button, by clicking which you can see what are our levels of memberships. Very, very nominal, as you can see. As a practitioner for the whole year, you can join at just $45. And if you are a non-trained holistic supporter, let's say you're a nurse practitioner or an engineer or a teacher, and you support holistic ways of living, then you will enroll as an allied member. Then there are institutional memberships, etc. So there are various ways of joining, as I said. Now we also have a youth brigade initiative, and this is peer-to-peer, and this is one of my favorite projects under Holistic Health Alliance. And this is also available to join. If you have a youth in the family, please consider having them join. It's free to join. And we already have, sorry, let me show you just very quickly. This is the last thing. The projects that we are on. So this is the Youth Brigade 13 to 19 years. It's free to join. You just have to click on the join button. And there is a group of youth that meet every week and work on our two very important projects that they are contributing to. One is the Teen Mental Health Initiative, and the other one is the Fooditude project. So you can see the URLs are there. You can learn more about the projects there. So with that, I think I'll just quickly give a preview of the teen mental health website. Are you able to see it, Dr. Anita? Sometimes the screens don't move. So you can see, and you can see all that the children are doing and how to get involved from your school. So there are many ways to contribute to what we are doing. We always, any nonprofit really needs volunteers. So if you're an adult or a youth, we would appreciate you getting in touch with us. The contact info is holistichealthalliance.group@gmail.com. And the holistic starts with a W. Once again, the URL for the website is holistichealthalliance.org. W starting with a W, WHO. And the email ID is holistichealthalliance.group@gmail.com. So with that, I would like to welcome Dr. Anita and request her to introduce herself in a few lines before hopping on to the slides. This presentation is going to be on the YouTube, so if you are coming across, do watch this talk. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Anita.
Good morning, Dr. Shaha. Good morning to everybody who's able to join this webinar today. And also good morning and well wishes to people who are going to be watching the recording. So my name is Dr. Anita Shyam. I'm an integrative psychiatrist, a sexual med consultant, clinical sexologist, and a sex coach. I have few other degrees and few other accreditations which go, but for now, this should be really fine. I'm so excited to present today at the WHA platform. And what Dr. Pratibha just mentioned is they believe in making the community stronger, a more healthier community. And my expertise are to build more healthier and stronger relationship, which of course makes better and stronger community. So thanks a lot, Dr. Pratibha, for this opportunity. And I would like to do some of my screen share, my slides. So today's topic is strengthen your relationship through intimacy. I know the word intimacy can be really daunting, and sometimes it can also come as a surprise because the word intimacy brings a lot of explorations or a lot of experimental boundaries, which sometimes people don't want to explore. And many a times the boundaries and restrictions are focused on sexual intimacy. But trust me, as we go along this presentation today, you'll be able to understand and learn what exactly intimacy is and what are the various types of intimacy, not just physical intimacy. So this is me. We just spoke about me. This is me. And if you need to reach out to me, these are my contacts. But I'm really privileged, I'm proud, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity to share my knowledge with you all. My disclaimers, I do not have any disclaimers, and all this information shared to you today are from reputed scientific journals. There's no financial bonding, and my goal today's for my presentation is that it's a public awareness and basically to educate you all about this topic. Dignity brings divinity, right? And this phrase holds true for anything in our life, whether it's our relationship with ourselves, relationship with our partners, or overall our relationship, our family, or even outside our family. So where dignity is involved, respect, love, understanding is involved, that brings divinity in that situation, in that relationship. Now, in intimacy, since our topic of today is intimacy, now intimacy or the degree of closeness in a relationship between two partners requires a constant work, dedicated attention, willingness to open up to build joy and happiness, trust and respect, affection and satisfaction. So all this package is involved for a beautiful, healthy, intimate relationship. Okay. Now the bonus tip is to improve your relationship with your partner. Just for a week, commit to doing something each day for each other to foster intimacy with your partner in the areas you choose. And at the end, rate your satisfaction on the day first, work on the areas of your choice daily, rate yourself at the end of the week. So this helps in building up your intimacy or your intimate relationship, right? So what does intimacy mean, right? Intimacy is into-me-see. This means a genuine understanding and deep emotional connection with yourself, with your partner and the relationship, longing to be fully known, accepted, and cherished by our partners. You see inside me as a person, you see into me. It is a voluntary disclosure of self at a personal and emotional level. See into me, allow them to see who we are, what we fear, what our dreams, hopes, and desires are. Experiencing true intimacy begins when we allow others to connect with ourselves, with our heart, and we with theirs, and we also connect with them when we share those intimate things within our heart to the partner. Okay, and many a times the word intimacy or intimacy, right, is lost in a long-term relationship. And I'm going to discuss this case with you. So, very close friend, right? A very close friend once was talking about her relationship to me. And she said, Anita, when me and my partner met, we were all over each other. We loved, we shared, we understood. We got married, had children, and now the situation is that he sits on one corner of the sofa set and I sit on the other corner of sofa. We are minding our own businesses. He's on his computer laptop. I'm on my books or my phone, and there is a gap or a lacune. Now, this is a very common process or a very common problem which arises in long-term relationship where gradually two individuals really go apart. And I have to bring to your notice today that this is something which is very solvable if understood at the right moment. And when two individuals with dedication come together to solve this issue and maintain that closeness even in long-term relationships, right? And as I go along, I'm also going to discuss another case which certain few elements of intimacy has kept this relationship surviving. So this is a beautiful picture which shares, which is not about an intimate relationship, not physical intimacy, but look at the bond and connection between these two individuals, which is making their bond, their relationship more stronger and more flourishing. So intimacy is a crucial element of a strong, sustainable relationship. It helps one to feel safe, protected, secure, and loved, right? And there are five different types of intimacy. Now, various literatures talk about various other forms of intimacy, but today we will be focusing on the main five parts of intimacy. People often assume that intimacy only exists in the context of romanticism and sexual relationship, but there are different types of intimacy which are essential for a fulfilling, satisfactory, strong relationship. Very common is physical intimacy. People talk about physical intimacy all the time, and that includes physical touch. That could be sexual, non-sexual. It also incorporates intercourse, kissing, hugging, cuddling, being close to each other, holding hands. That is physical intimacy. Another form of intimacy is emotional intimacy, which involves the honest sharing of one's feelings, fears, hopes, desires, dreams, okay, all the negative emotions which is shared with the partner and understood in this relationship. That is emotional intimacy, that one fearlessly shares all these things. The other form of intimacy is intellectual intimacy, which involves communicating beliefs, viewpoints, and ideas in a way that creates intellectual stimulation, curiosity, interest, and acceptance. Okay, and this could be even if two individuals have different intellects, but in a relationship when they can come and communicate with each other. Now, experiential intimacy involves, this is a teamwork which involves doing something together, creating something new, or in fact even working on each other's likings, desires. and creating a whole new different thing that is like a teamwork where they share experience and also allow a path for common goals to explore. Spiritual intimacy involves sharing moments that brings you a sense of awe, wonder, or acknowledgement with something bigger than yourself. So these are different five types of intimacy. So it's very important, like you really dig into yourself and understand what intimacy or what relationship do I share in my intimate relationship. So is it very physical, emotional, intellect, experiential, or spiritual? Now, mind you, all these five elements cannot be strong in all the relationship, but some aspect of this intimate of intimacy should be there in a relationship for making this relationship more stronger and for a stronger bonding. So as I said, it is possible that one relationship can be very physical, another relationship can be very emotional, intellects, experiential, or spiritual. So one of the components or more than one of the components could be very strong in a relationship, but all of these in some bits and forms are important to build a stronger relationship. So now another chart, which means spirit of different types of intimacy, which we have spiritual, that is ritual, mindfulness, yoga, stretching, connecting with the nature, religion, going to the temple together. Physical is, of course, kissing, hugging, cuddling, emotion, holding, intercourse, the sexual part. Here is another. This could only be physical, but there could be also more of sexual intimacy. Energetic connections are there, going to a concert together, eye gazing, hiking, cycling, roller coaster, attending museums. Emotional connect is able to share and listen to each other's feelings and emotion. And of course, we have intellect or mental connect or the psychic connect we talk about. Okay. Now, all this, the intimacy also involves or also has five dimensions. It is the biology, the sociology, sexuality, spirituality, and psychology. What does this mean? So every individual has different domains in them. We are made of our biology, we are made of our psychic, we have the society, societal pressure, societal upbringing, which which really influence our day-to-day life, the people who we are. We have our own sexuality and we have spirituality. So the five domains really influence our daily living, we as a person. And same is with intimacy. So even intimacy, when we talk about, it's not just okay, it's an act or it's what we want to do. It involves a lot of biology. That is the whole the functioning of a person. That is the cardiovascular system, the central nervous system, the biochemistry, hormones. Everything is involved. Then we have the social pressure, which is the social upbringing, what we learn, what are we being taught, what are the positive, negative, the social constraint. Sexually, what are our sexual beliefs? Whom do we think we are as a sexual beings? Spirituality, what are our beliefs, religious system, and psychology is what do we really think, what's going on in our mind, subconscious level, conscious level. So all these five domains are involved in what we function as individual, as in our intimate relationship as well. So intimacy, the quality of interpersonal relationship among two people, whether it is romantic or other forms of intimacy, are really dependent on what relationship this person shares or these two people share. What are their attachment styles? What are the dynamics in this relationship? The family dynamics, the identity, the self-esteem. Okay, so all these things are very important to have a strong bonding and a strong relationship. Now, manifestation is subjective feeling of love to partner, satisfaction in partner's presence, appropriate self-disclosure, value of one's own feeling and value of the partner's feeling is very, very important. And emotional intimacy is very important to maintain a strong relationship. Okay, as I said, it's not just the psychic, like, hey, you know what, I want to hold hands. Oh, I want to sit with this person. I want to share and intellect with this person. I want to learn and do a teamwork with this person. everything involved is driven by our hormones, and these are the list of hormones which play an important role. So for example, when we talk about, look at this beautiful hormone which is oxytocin. It is also called as a love and bonding hormone. This makes a person feel that, hey, I want to sit close to my partner, I want to hold hands off with my partner. Estrogen and testosterone, the female and the male hormones, which drives a person. They have sexual needs, sexual desire, beliefs, wants. Okay, so everything is science. It's not just an humbug. Like, hey, intimate relationship, whether it's physical, intellect, emotion, they all are driven by their hormones, and any fluctuation in these hormones affect their intimacy. So commonly, I would want to bring to your notice somebody suffering from depression, somebody suffering from anxiety, somebody suffering from maybe thyroid, or maybe even diabetes, cholesterol problems. So all these metabolic conditions, so these affect our functioning not only physically but also in our relationship. So everything is a very science driven. Now, psychological factors play a very important role in maintaining a strong bond in a relationship, within our relationship. So that is emotions, experiences, self concepts, motivation, expressiveness, learned attitudes and behavior, and various body images. So, as all these are very self explanatory words, emotions, how do you feel in this relationship, right? How do you feel with this partner? What are the various experiences one has had, whether it is a past experience or the present experience, whether they were negative, they were positive? Self concept. What do you think exactly about this relationship? What is in your mind about this partner? What are the motivation factors? Do you feel motivated to connect with this partner? Do you feel safe and motivated to talk to this partner and share? Ability to express openly without any fear and being vulnerable is a very strong psychological component in a relationship. Learned attitudes and behavior. Are we able to learn? Because long-term relationships, as we know, requires a lot of learning, a lot of understanding of attitudes and behavior. And then, of course, the body image. What does this person think about his or her own body? Is he or she comfortable with the body? Affects this functioning, affects the relationship. Now, we talked about desire also last time, like how everybody is very different. So, when we talk about desire, or the desire discrepancy or differences in desire, we also talk about there are two different human beings which are involved in a relationship, and both these are very different, they're very individual. So, not necessarily if somebody's physical intimacy level is high, the other person can have an emotional intellect high or lower. So they could, all these five intimacies cannot be at the same level with two individuals. It can always be less and more, but there should be some matching of these components at various levels. So it cannot be somebody is very emotional and the other person is absolutely not emotional. There has to be a balance created, and this is a work in progress in a relationship. How there could be a balance maintained. Like one cannot be intellect, one cannot have very high intellect intimacy, and one has absolutely low, and this person has to accept, or he's expecting that he or she has to match with his intellect levels. So there has to be a balance created, how this can come down and this can also go a little up, still maintaining a balance in the relationship. Now, this was a nice study, and this was a study done on longevity medicine, and they talked about how intimacy is very, very important to maintain a good, healthy lifestyle, and in fact, to have a very good physical health. So they studied 73 participant aged between 50 to 83-year old, and they administered this scale, which is called the ACE3, and it is about cognitive assessment, and a questionnaire was given to them, which is the SA frequency, and they were studying the general health and the lifestyle, and they found weekly sexual activity, or even weekly emotional bonding really helped people in basically their verbal fluency, the visuospatial scores were improved, and it overall helped in their cardiovascular functioning. So there is tremendous benefits of having a good intimate relationship with yourself, with your partner, and to maintain a stronger relationship. Now, emotional intimacy starts when you allow yourself to connect more deeply with your partners to act to their actions, feelings, and also become vulnerable and maintain that trust. So it's really important that we maintain a good emotional intimacy, and one should feel safe to share and express, and also at the same time listen to your partner, understand your partner, because it cannot be a one-way traffic. So emotional intimacy starts when you allow yourself to connect more deeply with your partner through actions that express feeling, vulnerabilities, and trust. So, lack of emotional intimacy in relationship where a physical connect is thriving leads to complication. There is lack of trust, anger, frustration, and confusion. So here you go. It's very important that you maintain intimate relationship. Now, intimate relationship are also connected with longevity. So short, intimate, and long-term health benefits are seen where couples maintain intimate connection at all the five domains. So in short term, it is when two individuals are connected with each other at various intimate levels. It is very stress relieving, it is pain relieving, it helps one to have better sleep, it is also a good muscle relaxant. In fact, the whole overall the anxious anxiety in the body is really lower when one feels connected with their partner. Intimate In the intimate benefits, it helps in reducing the stress, helps in depression. Simple activities like hugging and kissing can reduce inflammatory cytokines and also helps in lowering the bad cholesterol. So there are multiple benefits of an intimate relationship. Delayed onset of dementia and a substantial reduction in cardiovascular and cerebrovascular problems are noticed when two individuals have a very high level of intimate connection. And I told you, five domains cannot match the five domains, but at least a balance to be created. Okay. Again, a longevity study was done where it was found couples who had an intimate relationship, if you talk about the five domains of intimacy, they had longer life. In fact, they had much longer satisfactory relationship, and also was a very successful, satisfactory, flourishing relationship for a very long time. Studies have shown that simply sharing negative emotions with someone we trust can be profoundly healing. It helps to reduce the stress, strengthens the immune system, reduces the physical and emotional stress. While intimacy cannot be forced, it can be worked and improved. So everything we say, right? We talk about relationship, long-term relationships or simple relationship. It needs work all the time and it cannot be forced, but you can work and improve it. We just talked about how hugging reduces the cytokines. So simple act in a relationship goes a long way, whether it is a relationship with your intimate partner, with your friends, with your children, anybody. Now, this is a beautiful book which was by Stanley Kilman, and this talked about the the beautiful healing power of simple touch. Your hands are like your brain, and a simple touch can take you a long way. So the power of touch, it might be the most essential. In fact, it is the most underrated action, but it has tremendous power of simple touching somebody, simple hugging, and feeling somebody. Where even if the five levels of intimacy have not matched, but an ability to bring them to a balance really begins when you are physically also connected by simple touches, simple hugs. Okay, so there was a study done long time ago among two group of children, where one group of children did not receive the love, affection, and touch, whereas there was a group of children who received love, affection, and mainly touch, and they found that the children who were receiving all these physical or these emotional connect had much better personalities, more stable personalities, whereas it was the opposite for the other group of children. So, kissing and affectionate behavior also helps in reducing the stress, creating a very stronger bond between two individuals. Now, to boost emotional intimacy, I would like to break this down into three components. Is when you are in a relationship, the first step is observe your feeling before you share. Take a few seconds, think about what are you really going through and what do you want to talk about. So observe your feeling, observe your reaction, and then react. Keep it very simple. I did not like it. I am not really comfortable with this. I really love you. I am so happy to be with you. A very simple and very specific target oriented sentence should be there. This helps in boosting your emotional intimacy. And dare to share, be vulnerable. Be vulnerable to share your emotions, be vulnerable to share your desires, negative emotions, what you're going through with your partner, and this helps to boost the emotional intimacy. Second aspect is mental intimacy. Mental intimacy is the merge of two minds. It's scary to let another human being see right into our minds, and at the same time, it is very stimulating. So, as we said, be vulnerable. So, having that mental connect ability to really talk it out, to share, to discuss is very important, and that's a part of mental intimacy. Now, in a culture where hookup is becoming is a blooming thing, where you can just hook up with somebody, have a physical connect, and boom, that is gone. In that society, in the current society, we as individual who are into relationship or a long-term relationship should definitely keep maintaining a mental intimacy where you are able to talk out, discuss, share, understand, and also be very vulnerable to talk about our own negative feelings. So to maintain this very strong bond in long-term relationship, mental intimacy plays a very crucial role. So prioritize time with your partner and explore what stimulates you both mentally. So priority with prioritizing time is very important for mental intimacy. We just talked about emotional intimacy. We are talking about mental intimacy, spiritual intimacy. Now I have this couple who are my patients, and they were referred to me for some physical intimacy problem like sexual problems. And after taking a detailed history and going to going through the process of what could help in making a compatible relationship, because they've been in a long-term relationship. I think at least 35 years of married life now. Something which is very interesting with this couple and which holds this couple is spiritual intimacy. So as they do not match, or they are not compatible on physical intimacy, on sexual intimacy, but they are compatible, very strongly compatible on spiritual intimacy, where they believe in one single guru. They prefer to go for prayer meetings together, they say prayers together. Their day is full of spirituality, so that maintains a strong bond in this particular relationship. So there could be different intimacy, different intimate bonds in a relationship which will be stronger, and the others would be less, more prominent or less stronger. So it really depends what two individuals like to connect with, and at what level they would like to connect, and what type of intimacy. So when two people connect, they handle and respond to life situations, challenges, relationship issues, and specific life changing transition as one, as a teamwork. When someone is spiritually compatible, they will provide a safe space for me to acknowledge the weakness one has. Okay, in the face of spiritual compatibility, one partner generally pushes the partner to take the purpose to another level, right? They complement with each other. Partner provides the insight and support that one needs to thrive, and that is spiritual intimacy, pushing the partner to reach a different level of goal and a different level of insight, finding peace with self and personality, and helps a relationship to make wiser and flourishing choices. So that is spiritual intimacy. We talked about emotional intimacy, we talked about mental intimacy, we talked about spiritual intimacy. Let's go on to physical intimacy, where many a times we only talk about sex and intercourse, but physical intimacy is all about physical closeness, physical connection, being our ability to relax with individuals touching and just enjoying the presence of this person in a physical comfort zone, giving and getting pleasure, closeness, sharing and expressing each desires, feelings, and wants. And the goal is not sex, it's let go of fears, build trust, and have connection. Physical intimacy becomes a tool for trust and connection. So it's also been, in so many years of experience, I have noticed individuals which who lack physical intimacy, and I'm not talking about sex, I'm talking about holding hands, wanting to be with each other, watching movies together, just cuddling with each other. If that lacks, and and let me tell you, physical intimacy is a very, very strong thing. So if that is lacking in a relationship, there could be some negative and sourness, and that could really go to a different level. Also, people who do not feel physically connected, do not cannot even enjoy the physical closeness and presence with their partner, they tend to have a really tough time in their relationship. So, fear of intimacy, the paradox of relationship and sabotaging action. So, as as scary this sounds, that somebody can fear intimacy, actually deep consciously this person wants to connect with that partner, and that fear of rejection, the fear of losing this person is so tremendous that he or she rather distance themselves with intimacy, or have rather fear of being close to this person, because they must have had negative experiences, or they are just fearful of losing this person. But deep inside, this person wants to connect with that partner, this person wants to have an intimate connection with this partner, but there's a paradox being created in a relationship. The fear of intimacy also refers to an intimacy avoidance or avoidance anxiety, which is characterized as the fear of a fear of sharing a close emotional relationship. And many a times, abuses, family discord, family dynamics, or even the experiences one has experienced in the past, or one experience with this relationship, can cause this fear of intimacy and rather have a distance than have a close relationship. So, emotional intimacy is the foundation of any solid relationship. It's simply not sustainable to pursue any long term romantic relationship without emotional intimacy. Okay, so as we say, we all human beings are very emotional beings, and emotional intimacy is a foundation for a good relationship, and then everything just blooms on this beautiful foundation. Now, intimacy problems. The fear of intimacy can be hard to detect, as today's world we are hiding behind our phones, social media, and this is becoming like an acceptable norm, right? To hide behind these type of technologies. So, what could you do is you could have an emotional declutter. Start doing an emotional declutter by removing all the go-to distractions you use every time you hear that inner critic or feel any negative emotion. A lot of times, I really advise and prescribe, rather, I should say, to my patients that give a time to your relationship, to yourself and your partner every single day, where you keep away all sorts of distractions. Just keep away. That's a very short time. So at that point of time, you and your partner feels that this is our time. We want to be heard. We want to be close to each other, and no other distractions are there, because we are there one on one with each other. Make space to notice what you are feeling. Okay. So also interject within yourself, what are you feeling, what are your emotions, and take some time to understand and then be ready to share. Rejecting your partner, please recognize that you are not rejecting your partner, but rather that you fear he or she will leave you. It is the rejection of the emotion, not the partner. So the best thing in this emotional declutter is get away all the distraction, make some space, and understand that emotion, that this is not the person you are upset about. The emotions which are coming is it's upsetting you. Okay, some of the fears surrounding intimacy can be related to self-esteem, experiences, trust issues, anger, infidelity, Abandonment, traumas, abusive relationship, fear of losing self or the partner, social phobias, feeling neglect, parental issues, family dynamics, mental health issues, personal, parental, personal issues. A lot of things can really affect and cause fear of intimacy. What is the role of intimacy? The journey of intimacy is not without its challenges. It requires us to confront our own barriers, to be vulnerable, fear of rejection, abandonment, and betrayal. It calls for a willingness to let go of the mask we wear and defense we've built over the time. It is a process of discovery, self acceptance, and trust building. So, what does the role of intimacy? It helps to self-discover, self-acceptance, and build a trustworthy relationship. To cultivate higher level of intimacy, open and honest communication is a paramount, right? We have the ability to talk, we have the ability to express and listen. So please use that skill if you want to have a higher level of intimate relationship. Sharing our deepest thoughts, desires, fear creates a safe space for a partner to truly see us. Active listening, empathetic understanding, and a genuine curiosity with ourselves and our partner about the inner working of our loved ones' hearts and mind is important. Intimacy all encourages reciprocating the relationship, reciprocating each other's feeling and acknowledging them. Witness to our partner's inner world with the same level of attentiveness and compassion. Foster a sense of emotional safety, foster an environment where both individual can thrive and grow. It is a responsibility of each other to help this person, this relationship, and your partner to flourish, foster. Discover that intimacy is not a fixed destination, but it's a continual process, a work in process. Ongoing effort, vulnerability, and a commitment to grow lies with ourselves and our partner and this relationship. Flavors and freshness you can add in an intimate relationship is practicing self and compassion. Many a time we become so harsh on ourselves that we forget that you matter as well. So when we want somebody to see inside us, we need to see inside us as well how far we are strong and capable in managing our own emotions and psychic. Many people with a fear of emotional or mental intimacy resist close relationships even in their own family. That could be due to the various adult attachment problems. Now adult attachment problems are various childhood problems which this person must have faced, and as a result the attachment issues has continued, and which becomes a major hurdle to connect with their spouses or their partner in a relationship, and that can be very detrimental in relationships. In simple words, we push the ones we love away because of the unresolved issues that we need to address. So, being vulnerable, understanding your emotion, speaking loudly about your wants and desires, and the fears you have, the negative issues, is important to maintain a healthy relationship. There is no exception to communication. We have the ability to talk. So, communicating openly with our partner allows a person to express any concerns, anxiety, as well as their likes, dislikes, and boundaries. And if that doesn't happen, you can always seek a professional help. Rethinking what intimacy is rather than just thinking in terms of sexuality or sex and intercourse, back rubbing, cuddling, holding hands, hugging, placing shoulders on each other, playful nudges, sitting next to each other, playing footsie, touching feet under the table are all beautiful components of redesigning and rethinking intimacy. Emphasize intimacy, connection, and bond where there is no physicality involved, but you want to be connected, be bonded with your partner. Do not focus solely on penetrative sexual activity. Focus on romanticism, pleasure, erotic experiences, hugging, kissing, enhance, exchanging romantic messages, and also, if required, bring something different in your relationship. So, as we know, to maintain freshness, you need to think about something new out of the box. So think what could work in your relationship. Some people say as we grow older in a long-term relationship, exploring the world, travel is important. Learning each other's hobby, and being a support for each other is bringing freshness and newness. Always maintain a very healthy lifestyle, healthy diet, routine exercise, avoid smoking, drinking also helps in maintaining a stronger relationship at all the levels. Okay. Few other pointers could be, please, nobody has to really restrict going on a date as a young couple act, but just go out on a walk, go out on a date, maintain romantic dates, look through the old photos, old memories, play some board games, word games, something which gives you time to spend with each other, maintains, because it's hard as age goes by, and we are in a long-term relationship, even to sit together and like, so what do we talk about, so what do we share, but maintaining that space and that time where we both sit together and something we share, we talk, we play, read out to each other, play music, sing along. There are so many things one can do to maintain the freshness in a relationship or maintain this relationship. Emotional component, a warm touch goes long way, creating a positive impact, maintaining a good quality of life in a relationship. To be truly seen requires a willingness to expose our true selves, the part we celebrate and the part we struggle with. It entails embracing our light and shadows, trusting that our partner will hold space for our authentic self without judgment. By allowing another person to witness our vulnerabilities, fear, and insecurities, we open the door to the level of intimacy that can be truly transformative in a relationship. So, open yourself, let not only you see yourself, but your partner see. So, open your door and your partner can walk in. Let us celebrate the space where a partner can be seen, cherished, and celebrated for their authentic self without any judgment. In doing so, we can forge connection that transcends the surface and truly touch the depths of our soul. That is intimacy. Into me, you see. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope I have enlightened you much beyond what intimacy and physical intimacy is, which can build a strong bonding and a relationship in your life. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you. My goodness. So much information and really good information in an area, I think, which is not only not discussed, it's not even like anywhere on the radar. Um, but your presentation, first of all, congratulations for a wonderful presentation and wealth of information, just like your previous talk. And anybody who's listening in, if you have not watched the previous presentation, please look at our May video upload and you will find Dr. Anita's talk. Um, I was listening and I was reflecting and I was thinking that your presentation stimulates many thoughts and questions because it's also very intimacy is intimately tied in with social norms as well, because in traditional Eastern families there is male dominance typically, and female pleasure or female fulfillment is not on the table. And that kind of breaks into the foundation of, an actual lubricating relationship, which has good sticky points. So I think a lot boils into these dynamics as well. And that could be a wonderful topic of conversation. And, but still, in the standard format of healthy man woman and somewhat equality of dynamics, in their role in the relationship, not too much discrepancy in there also. I mean, there are many in that dynamics, more or less, like, in a reasonable relationship of equality somewhat. I think in that population or cohort, I think all of these things are a great takeaway. And for those who are not in that sort of range of dynamics, um, we need to have more discussions and more, ideas. And then there are people who are living by themselves. Um, yeah, those are the interesting questions that are coming to mind. But probably, yeah, maybe we'll take a quick top level response from you, Dr. Anita, and then we will probably, see if there's an opportunity and interest for, some such conversation.
Absolutely. And thank you again. Thank you, Dr. Shah, for this opportunity. And thank you for the insight you've just given. And this is so very true. In long-term relationship, and you remember I just talked about a case where a very intimate relationship at various different level came down to a path where it's one end of the sofa and the other end of the sofa. Because what happens is people start taking things for granted, right? Secondly, people start working on relationship at a very superficial level, you know. So once we start understanding the depth of what intimacy is, it's not just physicality, is
Correct.
more beyond physicality, which is very important to create this strong bonding,
Right.
right? And not necessarily, again, we are only talking about heterosexual relationship. We are talking about various diverse relationship which people share, that intimacy happens at various levels. Well, you cannot have complete 100% match of those five domains with the other person's five domains, but there could be a balance which could be created, which still maintains that strength, that bond and connection.
Right.
Right. Right. So it's very crucial that each one of people who are going to listen are part of this webinar today, and even in future, if people who are listening can really dig into their personal life and say, hey, so what is my relationship made of? What intimate levels do we share or we have, and what can we do to boost our intimacy? And I've
Right.
given wonderful pointers that it's never too late. It's never too late to build that strong, boosting relationship, as long as two individuals are willing to put in that effort. So
Right.
hopefully, people who've attended today and people who are going to listen, they would put in their efforts to maintain this relationship, equal effort from both the partners, and work on different levels and see, how can I really spice up and bring that freshness in my relationship, which can be long lasting and enjoyable for a long time. So I wish people luck and hope people listen, understand, and take some pointers from this topic.
Thank you so much. One visual was coming in my head that, when there are two different entities, if you have only one Velcro sticking point, that may not be very strong and stable. So you need a different, Velcro meeting points, sticky points, what we can call. And the more you have, the better the strength of the bond is.
Should be there. So even if one person is strong, the other person's strong willingness is important to have this Velcro stick to each other, right? So
Yes, yes.
we don't want too sticky and they slip off. One should be strong, one should be accepting, and the bond comes. So lovely. Thanks a lot, Dr. Shah, for this wonderful opportunity, and look
Thank you so
forward
much.
for more presentations.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to stop recording. You can stay